Morning everyone. I'm just going to use this opportunity just to show you what electricals we're going to be taking on the trip, which is going to allow us to feed the baby, film the videos, film the trip and all that sort of stuff, and do our writing and be able to still have a good time and not have to rely on being an electric hookup. So this is the main bulk of it here, laptop, and that's how we're going to sort out his milk. I'll show you that in a second. But the most important part of this trip, and probably one of the things that we won't be able to do without, is without the jackery. So I'll take you through that after as well. So the first thing that we're going to look at and talk about is one of the things which we use to hold my iPhone. We do a vast majority of our recording on the iPhone. So what we do to hold the iPhone is this DJI. So let's have a look at that now. So this is what it looks like. It just goes in your hand. So it's handheld. So you turn it on and basically you can have it obviously landscape or portrait, landscape. This has got image stabilizing on and all that sort of stuff. And then you can use these buttons here. It's got a dial on. So it just means that rather than using your hand and your shaky old hand like I'm holding at the moment, it just means you've got image stabilizing there. So we probably use this for 90 to 95% of our recording. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity just to pack up as we're going along, because as you can imagine, with all this stuff, there's quite a lot of cables and bits and pieces like that. So that's the DJI. The DJI lives in that little bag there. So the next thing on my list is that obviously in the camper, it's not like we've got a wild array of USB sockets and 3-pin sockets, especially if we're going to be off grid. So what we've got here is we've got a charger which charges watch, mobile phone, and also charges AirPods, all at the same time as well. And the good thing about that is that only uses one USB port to record all of that stuff. A lot of the stuff that we're going to be doing is coastal, so wind, waves, other people, music and stuff like that. So making sure that we've got good sound quality is going to be really important to us. So one of the more expensive items that we bought was our Rode 2 Wireless Go microphones. So because there's 3 parts to it, we purchased one of these, which is a 12 volt into a 3 USB adapter, which is perfect for the Rode 2 wireless microphones because it's got 3 cables, 3 units. So it's got 2 microphones, so they're there, and then it's also got its main receiver. But as you can see there with the receiver, that receiver is super thin, so that you can actually put it so that, I'll show you this in a second, our 360 camera, it sits alongside it, so it actually makes the microphone invisible as well. So that was the reason why we bought that one as opposed to any of the others. So they come with the sound mufflers, so if it is windy, and we nearly lost one of them yesterday, but we managed to find it in a puddle. So that is what we're going to be using for sound and sound quality. So you know, these should give absolutely amazing sound quality. Next thing, and this is probably my favorite thing that we've got that we're going to use for the trip, and that is our Insta 360 camera. So this is absolutely like nothing else we've ever used before. So essentially it records absolutely everything. So all that you do is you just walk around with it like that. It's got a camera there, camera that side, and it's got software which cuts out all this part. So literally I could hold it here and it could film everything that's going on around me at any one time. It's absolutely amazing, and it's allowed us, I mean, just on Torquay Harbour alone, it's just allowed me to record shots like this. So it comes with an invisible selfie stick. It's also got a tripod as well. So any of the good, cool bits of footage that you'll see will probably more than likely been filmed on the 360, and a lot of the walking around shots will probably be filmed on the iPhone. Next thing is for when we're out and about, we've got just an Anchor, just a relatively small but relatively powerful power bank. So that's if, you know, something amazing is happening, we need to put some extra juice in the 360 or in any of the iPhones or the gimbal or anything like that. It's just a reserve really, save us having to carry the Jackery around. Next is the laptop. So we've got Lisa's laptop, which is a million times better than mine. Mine will just be used for social media and stuff like that, but we'll be using the laptop for any writing that we've got to do for any of the magazines that we've got to write for. So we'll be using that for that, and I'll be using mine for social media and stuff like that. Lisa's a much better writer than me, so she'll probably be doing a bulk of the writing. Next, last and certainly not least, is what we're going to use, because it's not just a case of just making bottles for babies, which was new to me. So you've got to sterilize the bottles, you've got to wash the bottles, you've then got to heat the bottles. So what we've got here, and which is why the Jackery is so important, so we've got this Dr. Brown machine here. So it can steam sterilize the bottles, it can steam sterilize a bottle in about 3 or 4 minutes, it can heat a bottle in 3 or 4 minutes. So it just means that if we're not on grid, if we're off grid, we can use the Jackery. Now the Jackery will probably do us maybe 4 or 5 bottle sterilizes and 4 or 5 bottle makes and bottle warm-ups. You know, obviously we can still warm bottles up conventional ways, so we can put it in a pan of boiling water and stuff like that, but just for convenience we'll be using that now. When we're going to be using things like park for nights, and if we're not going to be able to get electric hookup on airs, what would make this trip really, really difficult, if not impossible, would be the ability to get 230 volt without being on electric hookup. So yeah, you can go and get inverters and stuff like that, but A, that's a drain constantly on your leisure battery anyway, but also it's just another thing to go wrong. We like the simplicity of using the Jackery. So like I say, without the Jackery, we'd have to go on sites all the time, which, you know, for you guys wouldn't be as enjoyable. For us, it wouldn't be as enjoyable because we quite like the thought of having that wild camping experience. You know, how thrifty can we be in terms of spending money on campsite costs and all that sort of stuff, because it's getting more and more expensive, especially with the cost of electric. So as you've just seen there, so the Jackery was powering the Dr. Brown bottle maker, charging a laptop. It also, you know, so in theory, working it out, we've probably just been powering and charging up about 9 things, 10 things, and that was with an output of about 30 to 40 watts. So if we are on electric hookup, for example, the input is about 80 watts, so it's still going to have more power coming in than it has going out. So whilst it's charging those things, it's going to be charging itself. But what's amazing about it as well is that it can plug into the mains there, but it also can plug into the 12 volt on the van. Now the power input from the van is 80 watts as well. So that's going to live in between where I sit and where Rory sits. So that's always going to be charging whenever we're driving. And Jackery as well also kindly gave us a 100 watt solar panel. So, you know, one of the reasons that we're leaving the UK is we want to try and get some nice weather, some winter sunshine. So hopefully we'll be able to get, you know, free power from solar whilst we're away and still using it and stuff like that. So, you know, this trip has been reliant really on the Jackery. We had a black Tommy Tippy bottle warmer before, which made a bottle in like 2 minutes. Problem with that was that the power draw was too great for what this is. The solar generator 500, so output was up to 500 watts, so that's 490, 440, 450, so that's perfect for it. But you know, we couldn't have done this trip if it hadn't been for the Jackery unit.